The 2018 heroes performed a wide array of feats, rescuing residents on their routes from fires or crimes, stopping a runaway Jeep, using their foreign language knowledge to save folks, and helping the elderly with medical issues. And while their actions differed, they stem from the same factors that I think we're all familiar with, which is the knowledge of the neighborhood, commitment of the well-being of the residents, awareness of the surroundings, and a readiness to act when necessary, whatever the dangers might be. Every day, letter carriers help people who need help, sometimes at great personal risk. Maybe they spot warning signs that an elderly person is in distress. They investigate and they act quickly. Perhaps they pull a child from a car wreck, or they improve the quality of life of someone on their route. As far as I know, Brandon only speaks one language. Is that right? So I don't know how you made it here, but actually I do know what landed you here, and in a few minutes everybody else will know also. The morning of September 21st of last year was like any other for Brandon Franklin as he left the post office to begin his route in West Bloomfield. But that quickly changed when the Waterford resident and 3-year carrier saw something unexpected, to say the least. I was coming over the crest of the hill and I saw this car with its hazards on, he said. Brandon wasn't sure what was going on with the vehicle, which was swerving between lanes and appeared to be driverless. I drove past and I didn't see anyone in it. Something just didn't feel right about the whole situation. Anyone would have been concerned, but few would have done what he did next. He quickly turned his vehicle around and caught up with the Jeep. In passing it, he saw that the Jeep's driver was unconscious and slumped over the center console into the passenger seat. She was starting to get into the oncoming traffic, Brandon said. The carrier got as close to the Jeep as he could, and he parked his LLV, and then he got out and ran, and I mean ran. As he put it, I just sprinted a 100-meter dash, and I was able to catch up to her. I tried yelling at her to wake her up, but the woman did not respond. The door was locked. I think he's going 30 miles an hour. He's running, keeping over. In desperation, he dove through the open driver's side window of the moving Jeep with his feet in the air as the vehicle was getting closer to a busy intersection and a school zone. I was able to get it into park and turned off, he said. We ended up stopping right in the middle of the intersection, right before the school. Right before the school. And now ponder the difficulty of diving through the window of a moving vehicle and legs in the air, managing to bring it to a stop after having expended the energy to catch up to it in the first place. Brandon attributes it partly to adrenaline and partly to the fact that, as he phrased it, I'm a pretty lanky guy, which allowed him to reach the gear shift. But his work wasn't done. Because his phone was in the mail truck, he stopped traffic and got someone to call an emergency line. The EMTs soon arrived and were able to resuscitate the woman and take her to the hospital. And here's one of my favorite quotes from any of these events from Brandon. Of all the things you've seen on your routes, that takes the cake, Brandon told Detroit's NBC affiliate. The driverless Jeep takes the cake. Brandon said that he acted because he was concerned that the car could hit a child. It was a fight or flight moment, he said. If I didn't, nobody else was there to do it. And despite much local media attention for his action, Brandon, of course, insists that he is not a hero. I'm not. I'm just a mail carrier, he said. It was the right thing to do. I feel pretty honored, Brandon said, of being named NALC's 2018 Central Region Hero, but a lot of people probably would have done the exact same thing. The judges, however, ruled that his actions were heroic. His act was very courageous, spontaneous, and athletic, they said. He only had one shot, and he did it. And because they have the final say, I'm pleased to recognize Brandon Franklin as the 2017 Central Region Hero.
I would just like to thank everyone. This week has been overwhelming. Coming to DC, I'm pretty young. I haven't traveled a lot, so it's been an honor, and I appreciate all you do. I appreciate you and what you do for the carriers, and from the Postmaster General and all the different crafts. Being young, it gives me a job and security for the future. Because believe it or not, I got a long way to go until I retire, and I appreciate all of you fighting for young people like me and giving me hope.
And I think your president said it best. You do more than deliver mail. You represent the Postal Service. You care about your community. You live in these communities. And your selfless acts, your humanitarian efforts, deserve this recognition. So I want to thank you on behalf of the Postal Service for your contributions to our society, to your neighbor. Know that you make a difference.
Vice President of Labor Relations, Doug Tolino.